Alright, so I got this bit of old hardwood flooring. Just pulled the staples out of it with the pliers there. My plan is to make a folding box saw. I bought this guy, I was going down just to get the blade. The blade was $8.50. The saw itself with the blade was $15. So I figured why not just get the whole saw, then I can test the difference and everything as well. So I went and bought the saw. I'm after using that for the first camp already, but I want to make it foldable so it's easier to take around. So my plan is to use this guy. Just had it laying around here. It's a bit old and stuff, but I think it should hold up. I want a piece of this that is a bit shorter than the blade. For now I'm going to probably cut it a bit long. I've never done this before, so this is not a guide or anything. This is just how I've done it, or how I'm trying to do it. There's holes in the end of the blade here, and that's what basically we want to be shorter than. Oh, that's not too short actually, because what I wasn't thinking about is we want the tongues on the end as well. So maybe I should have left that a little bit longer. So basically, this guy's going to be across here. There'll be a stick here and a stick here, and they'll be pulled together by string, and that's what will keep the blade tight. So I'm basically just going to cut this guy in half, and that's going to be my two. So that's basically what I saw right there. I'm going to have to take the tongue up here so I got somewhere to go into. So like I said, I could do it with a table saw and just rip it. Be a nice easy way to clean up both sides. Since it's just a Bushcraft saw and everything, I'm just going to use the hatchet. And my hatchet isn't too sharp or anything, it's just a cheap old hatchet, but I'm going to use. You get a stump here. Just like that. So now I'm going to make a tongue on this guy. Basically I'm just going to saw in a little bit on each of the four sides. And I'm going to make a groove on this guy as best I can. And seat those two together, and then we'll see if I need to adjust the length of this guy before we go ahead and put the tongue on him. Put that much. Safe side. I just want to cut that just a little bit all the way around. So I just got hammer and chisel, and just going to chisel out the ends, hopefully. See if this works. That works. Looks pretty good. I got this guy, one of the legs put in to the vise, and I'm just going to mark about halfway. There's a hole there where the staple was removed, but the staple is actually gone, so that should be fine. I'm going to mark around this guy. Not too particular or nothing, but it's general size. Going for a lot deeper yet, but it's actually more than big enough. Yeah, that should be good. Alright, that one's looking pretty good as well. Alright, so over here, the saw blade has to slide inside this board as well. So I'm just going to be cutting a groove as straight down that board as possible. And that's that one. Alright, that should be good enough. Take the blade off of this guy. He's going to sit up in here. And we're going to need a hole put through the wood, which will go through one of the two holes. And that's what's going to hold our blade in place. It'll go in about that far. So I just come here on the back and I want my hole about right here. Then we got this guy on this side. Same thing, he's going to go in about that far. We've got access to a nice drill press here, but you can just do it with a hand drill as well, or you can even do it with hand tools if you had the proper hand tools. So it's basically just drill straight down through the hole. This guy. And that's it. Slide that guy. I realized something too as well. The nails aren't going to be the best choice because I put them on and bend them to keep them in place. Oh, I realized another problem. After I drilled, there's actually been stuff in the middle. Yeah, as I was about to say, the nails are going to be a problem because if I put them in and bend them to keep them in place, the only way of getting them back out is to bend them back, and you'll eventually break the nail before very long at all. So I think a better solution is just a little bolt and nut. But we'll just use the nails for now. Find a bolt later. So this is the basic idea. I was worried about that being too short, but it might not be after all. So I'll just cut the tongue on this guy. Alright, we got the ends of this guy chiseled off now. So he slides in there, he slides in there. I guess I should have thought about it earlier. The cord can just go around these guys, but I might just drill another hole in the top here. So then they get pulled together. Alright, it's a bit later now. I'll stop to get some supper and stuff. Piece of board here for a paddle. So basically it's just long enough to go from the middle of the string down and catch on this guy. I can probably even shorten him up a bit, but we'll see. I drilled 2 holes in him. I'm gonna make a loop going through these 2 holes as well as these guys. About the length of when he's pulled taut with the blade in place. And then I'm gonna twist them up in order to tighten up the blade. Come up through and down through the paddle. If I've done this correctly, probably needs to be tighter. And this is not no paracord, man. This is just dollar store cord, so I'm not sure how tight I'm going to be able to get her. I have to use multiple strands. But yeah, that looks pretty good there now. So that's basically the saw. Now I'm not completely done yet, but I'm going to call it done for now. Things I want to do, either I'm going to make these smaller to make it lighter, because they don't need to be as big as they are now, the boards, or I'll drill a bunch of holes in them to make them lighter. It'd be better to just make them smaller because then they're take up less space as well, but one or the other. I may actually just make this a bit shorter. We'll see how that goes. If I want to make it shorter, it's simply just all the work, most of the work is done already. It's just to drill a new hole. If I make this end a bit shorter, I gotta drill a new hole and cut that. That's not too bad. I can clean up this guy a little bit. And I'm also going to see how it goes with these tied on permanently. I may just put them on the outside. One last thing I want to do, I want to cut a blade curve, likely in 2 of these, and they can go over, or maybe just this guy, but he won't cover the whole blade, but then the blade can sit inside. Right now I have a plastic blade guard, so it's not so bad, but then the blade can sit inside the wood and it'll be protected that way. But as of right now, I'm pretty happy. The nails as well that I'm currently using, as I was mentioned earlier, are not the best solution. And I can make it look good by just sanding her up and make sure she's actually seated properly. But yeah, as I was saying, I could clean these guys up, sand her down, and even stain it if I wanted to, make it look real nice. But this will be good enough for now. I want to make sure it works well enough to be bothered with first. So this is basically just a test. And it's worked pretty well. So yeah, the main drive behind this, I wanted to make a saw that I could fold up and put in my backpack so I could carry it a lot easier. So this will be hopefully going on a trip very soon.